Hello student, today I shall start a new chapter, economics part, chapter 2, it is basic economic problems. Now the different basic economic problem that we will see in this class, and the first problem that we have to see here, it is poverty. So what is poverty? Poverty, it is a situation where an individual unable to meet his basic necessities of life such as food, clothing, shelter, education and the health services. So this is poverty. And why this poverty? It is very much means a common phenomena in our society. It is because of the uneven distribution of the wealth results this poverty, or in Bengali we call it is garibi. So poverty, you think that the number of peoples are there, so near about more than 25% people are there who are below poverty line, means those who could not meet all their daily basic necessities such as food, shelter, clothing and education and the health services. Now how to define the poor people or the people who are below poverty line? So one criteria here, it is there according to the planning commission. So 2400 calories, the people those who are getting 2400 plus calories in the rural area, they are not poor people, are in the urban area 2100 calories. So rural people do mainly they do the physical work, so that is the quantity of the calorie is more, and here in the urban area mainly the mental work, so people are doing. So the urban people, those who are getting 2100 calories in a day, so they are not poor people, and below that means they are poor people or the people below poverty line. So another feature, it is also there that in the rural area, so if an individual have a monthly income of 368 rupees, then he or she is not regarded as that poor. In the urban area 558 rupees. So in the rural area, why money is less? It is because that in the rural area a number of daily means things are available, and it is cheap also as compared to the urban area. Now extent of this poverty we will see. So now notable among this number of experts, they started carrying out the their study, and one is the Dandekar and the Roth and the Minhas and the Bardhan. Now, so it was the planning commission who started to present the statistics of this poverty in a mathematical manner, and for the first time, so it was the 5th 5-year plan. So 5-year plan, it was started in 1951, and the first 5-year plan, it ended in 1956 in the month of March. So in the 5th 5-year plan, Government of India started presenting the statistics of poverty. Now after that, 2 expert committee, they studied and presented their report, and accordingly, so the expert guidance of the Professor Tendulkar, so he presented data, and rural and the urban, okay, and Rangarajan committee report also presented, and that committee also presented the report about the poor people. Now during the 2011 and the 12, more than 30% people in the rural area and 26% people in the urban area are under below poverty line. Now according to the Tendulkar committee, 34% people of the Assam are under poverty line, and according to that Rangarajan committee, 40.9% people are below poverty line in Assam. So these are the means finding of these 2 committee, Tendulkar committee and the Rangarajan committee, that you see. Now causes of poverty that we will see now. Now, what are the causes which are responsible or which played important role for this poverty? Now, historical it is that during the British rule, the Indian resources were taken abroad, and the base of this Indian economy was weakened or made very weak. Now, the problem was explained, and that broadly explained by Dadabhai Naoroji in his book, that how the British drained Indian wealth to their mother country. And it was because of the British economic exploitation. So, during the British period, the people who were poor till today also, they are poor. Not all, some people. So it was because of British economic policies that the number of provinces or the areas looted by the British. So second one is economic. Now, in the rural area, the absence of land ownership and the absence of employment opportunity outside the agricultural sector. So also one of the cause of this poverty. Now, once the ownership of land, it is not there. So number of people are there, large number of people are there who are not owner of land. And outside of this agricultural activity, employment opportunity, it is not there in the rural area as like in the urban area. So, and the problem of poverty in the urban area, it is because of the endless flow of the labor from the rural area to the urban area. Endless flow. So, during the off season in the rural area, so what people they do, so they start migrating to the urban area in search of the job. So as a result, so continuous flow of the labor from the rural area to the urban area sometimes creates a problem. Now, second one is the social. So how social it is that the sizable portion of the population are restricted from the benefit of socio-economic development. It is because of the social barriers. Now, what are social barriers? It is the caste system, okay, or sometimes the social complexities. So, which creates a situation where the people they do not, or they are not allowed to enjoy the socio-economic development. Now, these are the causes of this poverty. Now, the problem of population. Now, problem of population, it is that population explosion which took place in India. So, it is the root cause of all other problems. Now, it is because of the continuous rising of this population, number of problems are taking place in India. Now, that some of the data that we will see the India's population. Now, the population density of India, it is 382 people, and the highest population density in West Bengal, it is 1029, and lowest it is in Arunachal Pradesh 17. Now, population density, it is people living per square kilometer area. 1 kilometer, 1 kilometer, 1 kilometer, 1 kilometer. So, how many people are living in this area? It is called the population density. So, India's population density 382, highest in West Bengal, it is 1029, and lowest in Arunachal Pradesh. Now, decadal growth of India's population, it is 17.64, and sex ratio, it is 940, and highest in Kerala, it is 1084, and lowest in Haryana 877. Now, what is sex ratio? So, sex ratio, it is number of female per thousand male. It is called sex ratio. Now, next we will see the some of the data regarding Assam. Now, Assam density, population density, it is 397, higher than the country, and the Assam highest population density, it is the Kamrup Metro 2010, 2010 people living in per square kilometer, and highest in which district? Dhubri, it is 1171, lowest in Dima Hasao, it is only 44. Now decadal growth of the Assam population, it is 15.35%, and highest in the Dhubri district and lowest in the Koklajar district. Now sex ratio of Assam is 954, and highest sex ratio it is in Morigao 974, and lowest in Kamrup Metro 922. Now number of these reasons which are responsible or for the growth of population, it is the high birth rate. High birth rate means birth rate is high, and illiteracy, people are not literate, they do not have the idea of family planning or the exhaustion of the resources and all this, and poverty, garibi. So poverty I said, so what is poverty? So people always think that, so by giving more birth, okay, or sons, okay, mainly the sons, so they will earn more, and as a result what will happen in the very near future? So garibi, this poverty will go from their fortune. So these are the perception, but as a result all these do not take place or happens. So poverty, this, those who are in below poverty line or in a situation where poverty is there, so they think that by giving more birth, so the sons, they will earn more, and as a result they will come out from the cycle of this poverty, but all this do not happen. Now lack of social consciousness, people are not conscious at all. So social consciousness means this family planning or using or availing the different facilities which government or the different NGOs comes up with the new ideas or the schemes, okay. So people are not socially conscious. Lack of population education, so population explosion has already taken place in the country, so people are not aware of that. So they are not conscious of this population explosion, and as a result what happened? So they are not, so such people are not bothered about the overpopulation and all this. So these are some of the causes, okay. So reasons, okay, for the growth of population in Assam and India as well. So growth of population, the causes of growth of population in Assam and India, if the question comes, then you have to write the same causes. Now the problem of unemployment. Now more population explosion has already taken place. So as a result what will happen? So unemployment problem will come. So now we are to see the unemployment. Now unemployment, it is of two types. One is the rural unemployment, another is the urban unemployment. Again the rural unemployment, it is of two categories. One is seasonal unemployment, another is the disguised unemployment. Now seasonal unemployment, it is a type of unemployment where a particular season, when the cultivation, okay, so seasons, okay, monsoon seasons comes, so the farmer they remain engaged in their field, so this is employment. And off season, so after that no work, they remain unemployed. Disguised unemployment, it is that, so in a work, suppose two persons are required, okay, say for any work, when 3 more will be added, okay, and total 5. Now the work can be done by 2 workers, but here 3 extra workers are also employed, and as a result total 5 are there, but the same work is doing by the 5, where the same work can be done by 2. So here 3 extra, these are called the disguise. So they are disguised unemployment. So now in the urban area also, it is of the two type. One is the industrial unemployment, another is the educated unemployment. People who do not find employment in the industrial industries, so they It is known as the industrial unemployment, and on the other hand, so people in the urban area, people are educated, okay, and I have all the requisite qualification, but then also they are not getting employment. So such are called as educated unemployment. Now, the qualitative standard of employment. So qualitative in the organized sector, qualitative standard of living employment, it is that worker is provided with insurance cover, provident fund, free medical facilities, and other facilities are also there, so which are given to them. Now in organized sector these are taking place, but in the unorganized sector, so the main owner or the people, those who are working under a particular man, he or she is not giving all these facilities. Mainly all this take place or happens in unorganized sector. Now in India more than 90% of the female workers are in unorganized sector. Now if the number is less than 10, it is called unorganized and or unregulated sector. In any sector, when workers they do the work, if the number of workers it is less than 10, if it is less than 10, then it is called as unorganized or unregulated sector. More than 10, it is organized sector. Now worker population ratio. Now how to find out this worker population ratio? Now this can be divided by the total workforce by the total population and multiplying by 100. So total workforce by total population, total workforce by total population into 100. So this is workforce ratio, okay, worker population ratio. By using this formula, so you can find out that. Now worker population ratio of India, here one data it is there in your book, that also you can see. Now we will see the causes of this unemployment one by one. Now high rate of population growth, though it is very high. So decadal growth of India, it is 17%, Assam 15% decadal growth. So second one is that jobless growth. Now high rate of growth, when there will be, so it added to unemployment problem, and this unemployment problem, it is not nowadays, it is very alarming. So it was alarming, it is alarming, and it will remain alarming. How all this means, because population to one way it is increasing continuously, and second way, so creation of job, it is not taking place in India. Now second, it is the jobless growth. Second cause is it is jobless growth. Now the gap between growth of the nation income and the rate of employment, gap between this growth and the employment scope. Now growth rate, it is the economic growth rate, it is one way nation income taking place, number of industries opened, and all these are industries are mechanized, income continuously increasing, say, clear, but job is not creating, okay, there is not sufficient job, income continuously increasing, okay. So number of factories or the manufacturing units opened by the different industries and all this, so one way this opening, but here is a huge gap between this employment and national income, okay. Clear? So this is called jobless growth. Growth will take place. Okay. Creation of job and the nation income or growth of the national income, these are different. At a time of growth of this national income when take place at the same time, so this job also should be created. Now third one is the stagnant agricultural development. Stagnant agricultural development, how it is that, so agriculture development in the field of agriculture, it is not developed uh, up to this expectation, and as a result what happened that the unemployment occur among the people engaged in this agriculture sector here in our areas. Okay, in our areas unemployment it is there in the agriculture sector. If you go to the Punjab, Haryana, all the people and the farmer, those who are farming there, so mostly they are not unemployed because all the areas are there, means there, so all the areas are fully irrigation covered areas. So in our localities, if you see that the areas are not irrigation facility is not provided in all those areas, so that is why up to expectations of development has not taken place in this agricultural sector, and that is why, so it is also one of the cause of this unemployment problem and the slow rate of industrialization. It is the rate of industrialization, it is quite slow, and that is why problem is also taking place whenever the industries are open. So as a result, so jobs also created, and as a result large number of people they get the job opportunity. Next, it is the faulty educational system. So British introduced educational system, it was to create, so office staff, okay, to run the administration and all this, so whatever the qualified people need, so as a result, so British started that, so to create clerk, okay, clerk and the other office staff. So our educational system, it is also that the we continue to follow that also, and lack of vocational and the technical education, and lack of encouraging this vocational and the technical education is also the cause for this faulty educational system. So until and unless all these are not encouraged and popularized, or initiative not taken by the government, then this problem will remain there, and as a result because of this fault in the educational system, so it also one of the cause of this unemployment problem. Next, it is inflation. Next we will see inflation. Inflation, it is a continuous rise in the general price level, it is known as inflation. Continuous rising of the price level of goods, it is called as inflation. First one is the demand pull inflation. Now what is demand pull inflation? Now demand pull inflation, it is that one way demand of a particular good it is there, say potato, demand is there in the market, demand, but production is not there, so as a result price increases, it is called the demand pull. Clear? Very short. Another one is that the cost push inflation. When rise in the cost of production take place, it is called cost push inflation, and this inflation, it is mainly due to three reasons. One is a rise in the wages. So when the wages will increase, then this inflation take place, and another is the rise in the profit. So when profit will be more, so this inflation also takes place. Clear? Next, open and the suppressed inflation. Now when there is no control in the over the rise in the prices, and there is unrestricted rise in the prices, it is called the open inflation. Clear? Second, inflation, it is that suppress inflation when it is the government control the rise in the prices by means of several direct methods such as public distribution system, fixation of the prices. It is known as suppress inflation. Now, at present in this pandemic situation, so Kachar district administration continuously monitoring the rising of these essential goods. Now, in this situation, it is called suppress inflation. So, government is trying to suppress the continuous rising of the price of essential goods. So, this is called suppress inflation. I hope you understood. Now, effect of inflation. Now, effect of inflation, it affects us. Okay, we all know that. And those who are mainly the fixed earner or the fixed income earner, they suffers a lot, and as a result, so whenever the price increases, so common people suffers a lot, and mainly the poor people. Now, how to control this inflation? First one is the monetary measure. Now, among the monetary measure adopted by the government, so the bank rate is worthy of mention. Now, central bank give loan to the commercial bank, and when this bank rate, okay, loan rate, all these are increased. So as a result, so people, the commercial bank will not take loan from the central bank, and as a result, from the bank also, the common people will not take the loans, and as a result, so there will be less flow of money from bank to the market, and as a result, when the people will not have that too much money, so this will bring down the inflation. Clear? So when loan rate will be increased, people will not take loan. Another fiscal measure, it is that the government should reduce its expenditure in different areas, and government, whatever the schemes or the different projects are in the operation or are yet to launch or yet to start by the government, that should stop. Government should reduce its expenditure in the different fields, and also government should levying tax on different items. Then only it will decrease the aggregate demand, and as a result, the inflation will means the price of essential good will go down. When government will levy or impose more taxes on the number of goods, so as a result, there will be less demand from the market or the people, and as a result, price will go down. Another is the increase in production. So when price rises, so when there is more demand but less supply or less production, so directly if the production is increased, then somehow the price rise will go down. Next, it is sustainable development. So these are the three measures: fiscal, monetary, and the production. Three measures to control the inflation. Now, sustainable development. It is a development that to meet the present need without compromising the needs of the future generation. This is called sustainable development, and for the first time, the idea, it was developed in 1987. The Brundtland Commission put forward the concept of this sustainable development. Now, this sustainable development, it is to meet the present needs without compromising the ability of the future generation to meet their own needs. By following this sustainable development to achieve the full development, by sustaining the environment and by keeping the resources for the future generation also. By following this, the development can be achieved, and an economy whose aim is to remove the threat to the environment and the problem of ecological system. It is because of the continuous human attack on this environment, so ecology becoming nowadays imbalance, and as a result number of problems may take place. So as a result, what we are to do is that, we are to achieve sustainable development by keeping or by believing on green economy. Green economy, it is not that economy that should be very green. So by keeping the world green means by maintaining ecology, environment, forest cover, and reducing the noise pollution, air pollution, or the other form of pollution. Now there is a motto of this environmentally conscious individual and the institution that think globally and the act locally. So whenever we are to act very locally and think globally, that our act should not impact globally. So this is all about the full chapter discussion. I hope you understood this chapter. With this, your economics part is fully finished with this chapter and the day's discussion. If you read this chapter, enjoy this class, repeatedly read this chapter, and you prepare yourself, and while reading and enjoying this class, if you face any problem, you call me every night. I shall solve your problem. This is all about the day's discussion as well as the full chapter discussion. Thanks to all.